Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're diving into the fine print you scroll past every day Instagram's terms and conditions. We're counting down the top 5 secret clauses, starting with the most well known, and working our way down to the most insidious one that is subtly impacting your feed right now, and you don't even know it. Stick around until the end for number 5, the most hidden, insidious clause that's directly controlling what you see and what your friends see of you. But first, let's start with the big one, the term that reminds you just how little control you have over your own profile. Kicking us off at number 1 is the clause that is the most well-known in concept, but few truly process the implications of the no notice, no liability, ultimate authority clause. This term is the foundation of their power. Buried deep within the user agreement, the clause essentially states that Instagram may terminate or suspend your account, or cease providing you with all or part of the service at any time, for any or no reason, without notice or liability to you. What this means is that even if you followed every single rule perfectly, they can legally hit the kill switch on your profile, your photos, and your memories without needing a justification. Crucially, they do this without notice, eliminating your chance to download your pictures or alert your friends. And most importantly, the phrase without liability to you is the legal shield that ensures they owe you nothing for the loss of your history or connections. This is the single most important reminder that you are a guest, renting space on their server, entirely at their discretion. We move now to the terms that are far more subtle. Moving on to number 2, we're looking at the term that outlines the financial engine of the entire platform, the Third-Party Data Sharing Free-for-All Pact. This is the clause that allows Instagram to share your data, your activity, your interests, your demographics. With a vast network of third-party partners, affiliates, and other companies that are part of the Meta family. Most users know their data is used for ads, but the secret is in the sheer scale and depth of the profile they build. Think about your life as a digital puzzle. Instagram is collecting every single piece: your search history on the app, the location data from your check-ins, the duration you stare at a meme, and even how long you pause on a story. This clause gives them permission to combine all those pieces and trade the resulting psychographic profiles that predict not just what you like, but what you are likely to buy or believe. It's why you might search for camping gear on Google and suddenly see highly specific tents and sleeping bags advertised on your Instagram feed. That level of connection and sharing is entirely permitted by this T and C. But it gets deeper, as this data sharing extends to all Meta family companies. So, your activity on Instagram feeds into data used by Facebook, Threads, and even WhatsApp in certain ways. Your private behavior is a commodity worth billions, and you've given them a non-exclusive license to profit from it, essentially making your digital life the fuel for their entire business model. It's the cost of using the app. Now we're at number 3, and this is where we begin to cross into the terms that are less immediately understood. While you might be familiar with the previous concepts, I guarantee the next 2 clauses are secrets Instagram does not want you knowing about. So stick around. This is the We Own Your Face clause. This is the clause where you grant Instagram a perpetual, non-exclusive, transferable, sub-licensable, royalty-free worldwide license to use any content you post, including your image. Let's break down what that means for a regular user. Every selfie, every group photo, every video of you dancing, they have a license to use it forever. While you retain the copyright, Instagram has the right to use that content for its own promotional materials, to display it to new users, and critically, for internal development. This is where the biometric data comes in. Your photos are constantly being used to train Instagram's powerful image recognition AI, which suggests tags, filters content, and yes, helps advance facial recognition software. You've essentially donated your likeness to be part of a massive visual database, all without compensation. Even if you delete a photo, the license you granted to Instagram for that content may persist in their backup systems, especially if another user has shared or saved it. This isn't just about losing a photo. It's about giving up control over your very likeness to a corporation. All right, buckle up for number 4. This is one of the most overlooked and significant secret T and Cs, and it outlines one of the platform's biggest cost-saving strategies. The You Are Our Free Content Moderators Mandate. This is where the system gets insidious. This clause, often buried deep in the reporting and enforcement sections, essentially deputizes you, the user, as their primary content moderator. Instagram explicitly relies on community reports to identify and remove content. Here's the secret. Instagram offloads the massive, complex, and often ethically fraught task of content moderation onto its unpaid users. This means that the first line of defense against hate speech, misinformation, or explicit content isn't a highly paid team of legal experts. It's a chain of user flags. This results in major insidious consequences for the average user, including inconsistent enforcement, where what gets flagged often depends on the reporting behavior of the community at that moment. It also allows for weaponized reporting, where people flag accounts they simply dislike or disagree with, leveraging this clause to silence others. Finally, this system allows for bias masking, meaning when Instagram makes a controversial takedown, they can always point to community standards and user reports, effectively using our collective actions to mask their own algorithmic or political biases. You're doing their most difficult job for free, allowing their biases to be masked by user reports, and subjecting your own posts to the subjective whims of the collective user base. And now, the moment we've been building to, the number 5 most hidden, subtle, and most insidious TNC, the Shadowban and Content Suppression Agreement. This is the most insidious clause because it's the one Instagram has the strongest incentive to conceal, as it directly governs your daily experience on the app. It's not about what they delete, it's about what they hide from you and your friends. This TNC is buried within the broader community guidelines under vague sections allowing them to remove or restrict access to certain content, or limit the visibility of content that violates our policies. The true secret here is that this language is constantly being leveraged for content that is not necessarily illegal, but simply doesn't serve their platform goals, which is primarily keeping you scrolling and consuming ads. If your content, a photo of your lunch, a video of your pet, a post about a local charity, doesn't drive the kind of rapid interaction the algorithm expects, they use this clause to essentially turn down the volume. They subtly throttle your reach by not showing your post in the feeds of people who don't interact with you often, by making your hashtags useless, and by excluding your content from the Explore page. This slow, invisible throttling is the Shadowban. It makes your posts vanish from your friends' feeds, leading you to think your content is bad or that your friends aren't engaging, when in reality, the algorithm has simply decided your content isn't profitable enough to show. This is the perfect, subtle way they control the platform without any outright confrontation, and it happens to millions of regular users every single day. So there you have it, the top 5 secret terms and conditions on Instagram, moving from the most well-known to the most hidden and insidious engagement killer. This countdown serves as a powerful reminder. Whether it's the obvious power to delete your entire history or the subtle, insidious power to simply hide your latest post, the platform is structured to maintain absolute control over your digital life. Which one of these terms, especially the subtle ones like the Shadowban agreement, are you going to be watching out for now? Let me know in the comments below. If this video opened your eyes, hit that like button, share it with a friend who uses Instagram, and of course, subscribe for more deep dives into the digital world.